Fremont, and your mom went to Lock, right?
Yeah, my mom went to Lock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All
Not
right.
that far.
Well,
Jobs.
well,
There you
fellas. So we'll start off with a Heidi Ho. Heidi Ho. Yeah, you know, uh, Ada Skater Donator, Trey Hopson is always later. I mean, we we know that, and then he gonna show up solo
go.
in the comfort of his
There
own
you
house, looking like he's in Alaska, all bundled up.
What's up, fellas?
What's going down?
Oh shit, trying to keep my power on, man. Out here close to Porter Ranch, my power just keep going out.
Wow.
Yeah, the median cost of a home in out here close to Porter Ranch is 1.5. He just flexed on us again.
Stop it.
He just flexed on us again.
And
How do you turn?
And you can't keep your power on.
I was about to say, how do you turn? I can't keep my power into another Trey Hop flex. Hey, this is the Collective Podcast, episode 50. Episode 50 live. We're very close to that 1 year mark. We're very close to that episode 52. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there, right? All right. So,
how would you turn today, Rod?
Man, I'm still in my lower 50s, brother.
He said lower 50s.
Lower 50s.
Lower 50s.
His age sound like
lower 50s.
His age sound like a temperature back east.
I can still
his
do.
Age
I can still
sounds
do.
like
I can still
the
do 10
Fahrenheit.
push-ups and 2 pull-ups.
You okay? All right. Well, we're rolling. All right. So this is episode 50. Like I said, it's Rod's birthday. So happy birthday to Rod.
Yes, yes.
I don't know that we're gonna like sing happy birthday to you or anything, but let me do my intro real quick. It's been a long time. I should have left you without a podcast to step to. Think of how many week shows you slept through. Time's up. I'm sorry I kept you. I don't know why I want to do the actual, like week shows you slept through. I don't know. Rakim is amazing. Shout out to Dietrich. Dietrich is saying happy birthday to Rod.
Thank you, sir.
Rod
let me get
is claiming to be 54 or under because he said lower 50s. Trey had a joke coming and he let it fly. He said 50 something, 50 what, whatever you're gonna say, Trey, pick it back up. What were you saying about his age?
50. I don't know. Like I didn't hear any letters after that number, so I thought I was gonna hear a couple of those.
What is it called when you lap? Like when you do a lap?
You go around.
Hey, Team Pisces. Okay, I don't know when Dietrich's birthday is, but in our we had this basketball group text. Actually, that doesn't matter. We have birthdays close together. Some of us who used to be in the same basketball unit. So it's me, Rodney, and then Darren, and then me, or Rodney, and then me, and then Darren. I'm not sure which, but Darren is also a Pisces. Was there anybody else in that crew, Rod? Just the three of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, Rod's daughter is born, was born March 8th, just like me. So same
normally,
birthday.
When Lauren was small, her and AC would go to John's Incredible Pizza together. And they put on the birthday hats, and we'd let little AC get ice cream all in his hair and on his shirt, and then they play. And yeah, it was a sight.
So just to be clear, Rodney is essentially saying that I'm the same age as Lauren, while we say that he used to hang out with Noah. I think I'll take what he's saying about me. And yes, Team Pisces, Dietrich. Team Pisces.
But he had a grown up size.
Grown up size.
got a grown-up size playing with the kids.
Oh, Rod. My mom sometimes does some extra work for Central Casting, and she told me to tell you that they just put up you're on a search for a conversion van, and I know that you still have yours from when you used to creep by the schools back in the day. So you might want to reach out to my mom and see if you can get it in.
Hey, tell her all the ladies can meet me in La Louisiana Sunday afternoon.
I think Trey just flexed on us again. What are you drinking, Trey?
Lemonade.
The rarest.
It had a weird shape. I think it might be some expensive lemonade. Let us see.
The rarest scotch you can find.
Oh, it's Simply. Okay. It just looked kind of weird. Yeah. So anyway, I am Anthony Carter, AC from LA. To my left, I have Rodney Saucier Sr. Cat a corner to Rodney. We have Trey Hop, late as always. You can count.
I was not late.
You can count on three things in life.
No, I was not late.
Eventual death, taxes, and Trey not showing up on time. Well, let's see. We launched, and you weren't there, so you were late.
No, man.
There's literally, there's video evidence of you being late. No. And to Trey's left is our man, Anthony Cobbs.
You kept me backstage.
Sports Live, T Cobbs with a Z, all kinds of stuff. You can find him. He recently went live with my man, my mellow, Kriston Johnson, KJ, and gotta get KJ on the show. I guess Rodney would be the only one on this piece that doesn't know him. So like we all knew Elaine, and then Trey doesn't. We all know Kriston, and Rodney doesn't. So there you go. Bless you.
Thank you.
I just got a COVID test today, just for kicks, with Brianna and Braylon. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. I gotta fix this lighting.
You just got one. You just got one. You just got a test on GP. You just got a test on just general purpose.
So I'm saying
that's a flex.
Yep.
That's a flex.
No. So here's the thing.
A same day result test.
No, not same day result. Sometimes you need. So here's the thing. It was already scheduled because I needed it for my trip to Denver for basketball. But then my game got canceled. My Friday game got canceled because of COVID-19. And so I pulled out of the Saturday game also. So I'm not taking the trip, but I kept the test. But the test was for the trip. So be clear. I kept the test because it doesn't hurt to have the results in case somebody needs actual results for a game or something, you know? Right. Not everyone just takes, oh, I was vaccinated.
You drove over in your Tesla and got your test.
So Trey
drove over
once had protesters on his lawn because of all the cows that it took to put those really nice leather seats in his AMG Mercedes-Benz. What was it before you AMG'd it? Like what would it have been before you put those letters on it?
I don't know. It was a rental.
Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay. All right. Checking in from Inc. Thank you. What's up, Jay Moore? Letting us know where you're checking in from. We know Dietrich is checking in from Gardena, but tell us anyway. Everybody, do me a favor. Like, comment, and follow if you're on Facebook. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And do whatever else you can on whatever other platform you might be on. But please engage with us. All right. Yeah, we appreciate that. All right, so check it. I guess we can dive right into Tiger. I know Rodney has probably some unconventional thoughts on Tiger. I haven't talked to him about it, but Rod is Rod. But I want to offer prayers to Tiger Woods and his family, and hope for a recovery. I don't even want to say a speedy recovery because I don't know. I don't know. You guys know what happened, or at least what was shared with us. Give me your thoughts. Dietrich checking in from Linux.
So far, it's multiple leg fractures, and they said his ankle is shattered or something like that, as far as I know.
I heard too, yeah.
I was just praying the man was alive, man. When I saw the whole front end of that SUV gone, it was scary. It was scary, and I keep saying, with so much that has happened, we really didn't get a chance to grieve Kobe yet. And then we almost lose basically the most glorified golfer in the history of golf. I mean, there's nobody bigger to the sport than Tiger Woods. Whether we have personal feelings about him, I saw a lot of people, with little comments about he doesn't know he's black. But at this point, man, when it's a human being about to lose their life for me, and it's just my personal feeling, that doesn't matter. Whatever your personal feeling is about him, it shouldn't matter. He's a human, and if he's made mistakes, that's between him and God in my book. That's not for me to go on and back and forth about. But his life was at stake, and there were several spins on what it could have been from, as far as him avoiding another car, or him driving too fast, or it was a spin every 30 minutes. And I would have been good with if they just said, you know what, we're investigating, we don't have any information at this time, but he's alive. I would have been cool with that. At least the man's alive. But I thought the spins were kind of tasteless. But if he never plays golf again, man, he gets to go home at some point and see his family. And he opened his eyes, and I'm sure he was able to see his children and his mom and the people that are in his life. And that's all you can ask for anybody.
Oh, wow. 13 accidents on that road since last January.
Thank you for that, Rod. Yeah. Oh, I just got a text from. Oh no, I can't say that because y'all gonna say flex. Go ahead, Trey.
Oh, you can say it, man.
He did flex without flexing.
Because it was a joke.
He flexed on us without flexing, Trey.
You hear right, me? Exactly.
No, I can't say that.
You know how you get. So you subscribe to different things, right? So I'm on the Democratic National Convention mailer distribution list. So I just got a text and it says President Biden here, and I was gonna joke and say that I just got a text from
the President
Biden, but you guys would have flipped that. So that's why
it's already flexed, bro.
I'm sure that 2 million of us just got
your bicep is already getting shown. You just flexed on that.
I figured somebody big was coming on since he cut his hair and got his goatee tightly groomed.
Yeah, he get his eyebrows arched.
I was wondering where he was
getting up to president.
Listen, it doesn't get any bigger. It doesn't get any bigger than my co-hosts and my guest hosts. Yeah, you guys are here, so yeah, I had to show up. Is that a Lecoq Sportif shirt you got on there, Cops?
Yeah, you are somebody.
Lambda.
Oh, that was. All right, so Trey, did you have anything on Eldrick?
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, just prayers go out to Tiger Woods' family, man. At this point, I want him to make a full recovery and just be able to function. If what is that?
Oh, my little thermometer. I was just showing.
That's another flex.
It's a thermometer.
Hey, we got the ones that go under the tongue, right? Exactly. We got the ones that
in the days of COVID-19, nobody has that, Trey. You can't even do that.
Jeez, bro.
Stop it. Go ahead.
On a serious note with Tiger, man, I just prayers out to him and his family. I hope he has a recovery. I would like to see him on the field again and win again. I mean, he's he's shown time and time again that he can recover and get back to the top. So this is just another, fork in the road for him, and hope everything goes well, man. But yeah, his play on the field and the mistakes he made in his life, those are two different things. If nothing else, you have to know that he is the greatest golfer that has ever played the sport.
Thank you, Trey. Before you go, and Rob, what was the term you used? You didn't say most celebrated. What was the term you said? The term you used for Tiger? Because I wanted to comment on your terminology. Do you remember?
I don't.
You know, when you get that age, short-term memory goes first. You know that goes.
Do you guys remember what term Rod used when he was introducing the Tiger as a topic? He said he was the most something golfer of all time.
Accomplished? Did you say accomplished, Rod?
No, he didn't say accomplished. Because I wanted to counter with accomplished, but it said something more like
dominant.
No, it was something that could leave something to chance. It was something that
misunderstood.
That could have been misunderstood, or no, it wasn't misunderstood. It was something like most. It was almost like it was most popular. It was a term that would be a synonym for popularity, but I don't remember celebrated. Yeah. So I wanted to. Well, it's not my turn, but I think that accomplished is very important. Well, I'll wait till my turn. Go ahead, Cobbs. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think accomplished is appropriate because he overcame those barriers of not being allowed. But just about the accident alone, of course, my initial thoughts were, is he going to be okay to live a quality life? So now that his bones were crushed, and that's always be touch and go like Alex Smith. It's a horrific injury, but the last thing on my mind would be my career. I would think more about my quality of life and being with my kids and being here. Bad things have happened to my man ever since, once it started going downhill, it's been snowballing for my man. So I actually prayed for Tiger the other day, man. I feel for him. I don't wish injury or death on anybody. So I feel for him, and being the icon that he is in the golf game and how he inspired me to get back out there and play golf. I mean, I appreciate what Tiger Woods did for athletics. Even though he didn't truly claim us, he was trying to do something, as far as bridging the gap between different ethnicities, because he was a mutt and had different backgrounds and didn't want to be labeled as black or whatever his quirks were. I could not deny that he was one of the most influential golfers of my fandom of the game of golf. I've never wanted to watch golf or play golf until Tiger Woods. So I hope he pulls through this. If he plays again, great. If he doesn't, still he'll be able to live a life where he can maybe play on the pro tour and just get around the golf course and make appearances, and maybe he can help in this social justice push. Maybe he can help and change his approach to how he's with the media and with people. He hasn't done much for us, just like Michael Jordan didn't do much for us until it was after his career and started doing some things for the community. He has an academy in Cyprus and things like that, but he's never embraced the black community. So I wouldn't even expect him to do nothing like that. But I do wish the best for him. Like I said, like you said, AC, I'm not going to say speedy recovery, just a recovery where he can have a good quality of life and maybe have a different message to spread to the young people who want to play golf and be a humanitarian, some type of activist, if that's in his future.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that, sir. Excuse me. Shout out to James Montgomery, checking in from Gardena. So I think you guys have touched on a lot as it pertains to Tiger, and so there's not much left to say, but I just want to, so definitely accomplished. And I think that even if you argue, okay, he's not the greatest because he doesn't have the most majors, which I don't think any sane person's arguing, but let's say they are. When you look at this guy, like, think about this man's impact. Definitely most impactful, right? So think about how many different boxes he checked, and I don't mean his ethnic makeup, but think of how many boxes he checked as far as golf influence. he made black people want to play. I'm imagining he made some Asians want to play. Okay, but he made black people want to play. He made young people want to play, right? So that's two, and we see that young people have taken over golf. Tiger was the first young person to take over golf, and then you had someone coming up with him, the El Nino, Sergio Garcia. But other than that, and Sergio, was not necessarily influenced by Tiger. They probably started at the same time, but he definitely benefited from the popularity that Tiger brought to the sport. So you think about the purses that, and I don't mean Birkin bags like Trey just bought for Britt. What I mean is the purses that you get, your winnings, right? Doubled and tripled and quadrupled, right? Since Tiger came in, and it was immediate. Like it was immediate. Kind of like the impact of those shoe contracts after Jordan showed what he could do, right? After Jordan showed what he could do, it was a lot of people tried to duplicate that, but a lot of people made a lot of money, right? So the influence in golf, black people, young people, everybody getting paid more. He brought fitness to golf because there was the idea that golfers weren't athletes or great athletes, and they may not have been before Tiger. You may have had some great athletes that could play golf, like I'm sure you did, like Charles Barkley. Well, no, let's not use him because he's not really a good golfer. Jim Brown, let's go. Jim Brown and Michael Jordan. Let's go. Ahmad Rashad. Let's go with people who can actually play, right? Who brought athleticism to golf, but they were just guests in the game. Tiger trained like Jordan, trained like Kobe, trained like Jerry Rice. So he brought that fit physique over to golf and inspired people to not just play golf, but be fit, care about your body, work on your swing, all of that. People were practicing before, but he just brought so much more to the game. And then the whole, I got to fix this light. Don't call it a comeback. I mean, the multiple comebacks and winning a major after coming back. And then still being in the hunt in others. And then, coming off of all of these surgeries, I just think that we can get to the point now where we're arguing that he's in the conversation for most impactful athlete on his sport of all time. And that doesn't mean best, although I don't think we're going to get many disagreements about him being the greatest golfer. But by and large, Jackie Robinson, rest in peace, number 42, go Bruins, shout out to Pasadena. Jackie Robinson was by and large not the greatest baseball player of all time, and by and large not the greatest baseball player of his era, but he was the most impactful baseball player of all time because he was the one that got the call to be the one to break the color barrier, and then he had to carry that. And so, there was a lot of uproar back then that, oh, he's not the best, he's not the greatest. Yeah, but he was the one, and he carried it, and he didn't back down, and it was important. Certain things like Jim Brown walking away from football, like the Cleveland Browns told him, if you believe what was said, that no, you can't be late to training camp, you can't film that movie, and he was like, all right, well, I retire. Like, what in your prime? Like, I'm sure there was some influence on Barry Sanders there. Barry Sanders. I'm walking away from this. Yeah, I can make more money, and yeah, I'm the best right now, but we can't win. I got to run 40 yards sideline to sideline to gain 5 yards. This is nuts. So just the ability to walk away. Lou Alcindor and Cassius Clay finding Islam and changing their names to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Muhammad Ali, and then you can see directly the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar connection to Sharman Shah of our era at UCLA, because you have the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar UCLA connection, and then Sharman Shah changes his name to Finds Islam, changes his name Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or already had Islam but wound up changing his name. My point is that there have been impactful people who are not necessarily the greatest in their sport, and when we talk about the most influential of them, Tiger's got to be in that discussion because he completely transformed golf on so many levels. I'm gonna fix my light. You guys talk. I'll be right back.
Well, you look like you're in a sunken place.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And we got to get to that too. We got to talk about Daniel Kaluuya and the foreign blacks that come into Hollywood. But and we're gonna talk about that today. But hold on, let me fix my light.
But to throw it out there, to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, AC, as impactful as Jackie Robinson is, and Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan, and you said a very key thing in that Jackie Robinson was chosen by was it Richie?
Ricky.
And why did they pick Jackie over Satchel, over Josh, over all the better players of the Negro Leagues? And it goes back to who could withstand or withstood the racial attacks that were going to be on whoever they chose. And I think that's why it's important to give Jackie Robinson his props, because what he endured, not how he played per se. We know he was a baller in football, basketball, and track, but the fact that he could withstand and be an example for us that you're going to encounter racism, you're going to encounter hate, but when you break down barriers, that's part of the job description. So just to say, well, he wasn't the best, and then you get those guys in these sports talk groups, and they always want to say who's the best. But I think impactful, man. That word impact is what puts some of these guys over the top for me. And I would say Tiger Woods is the GOAT, because not only was he playing on Jack Nicklaus' level, but he endured some of the same hate that Jackie Robinson had to endure.
Yeah,
and Jim Brown and Lou Alcindor. And that's a whole nother aspect of the game that Mike Trout does not have to face, that Mookie Betts does. When the black players that played here, that's real, man. Outfield being called N-word.
Yeah.
And you're at home. You play for Boston and you being called the N-word. And it's like, no, they wouldn't be that way. Yes, that's how it is. There are ignorant people that still believe that. So I believe the impact that Tiger Woods has had in golf, and that now we can go to country clubs we couldn't go to before, because Tiger Woods was able to get there and show you he can play an intellectual game and beat y'all by 17 strokes, or was it 12 strokes at the Masters when he was a baby. So it's a huge thing, man. The impact part. That's why the GOAT conversation is so hard. Icon conversation is so hard. What makes a person impactful? And you have to consider his whole career and what he had to endure, not only what he did on the field or on the golf course. So a good point there, AC.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I want to share Diasia's comment. She says that his influence, speaking of Tiger, his influence on the game is unprecedented. Had a young sister like myself getting her game up against all odds. He'll be back in some capacity, hoping for a speedy recovery. Absolutely.
Deja plays. She plays golf at a high level, or she just plays recreationally? Ask her.
Well, you just asked her, so oh, you want me to ask her? Do you play at a high level, or you just play recreationally?
I'm gonna type it in. I'll type
asking
it in.
for a friend.
Asking for a friend. I just asked you.
So yeah, absolutely. And check this out. I hadn't been on the golf course in quite some time before Friday, and I went out with Brianna and her mom, Sharice, and Sharice's boyfriend, Crash. And so we played a round, and boy, was that fun. It was just fun to be out there. It was Brianna's first time. I hadn't been out there in a while, and it was just fun. And I never really paid attention to golf before Tiger came in, and so I've been watching golf for a long time. I watched all the other sports. Like I watched a little hockey. I watched a lot of tennis even before Venus and Serena, got there. But I wasn't into golf before Tiger. But then I fell in love with golf just because I saw this young brother coming up, and so it was very important. Hey, so Diasia, tell us where you're checking in from. Shout out to Jimmy Mac Foe. Tell us where you checking in from. I know you're at school.
Wayman
Wiley.
West Compton.
West Compton, a.k.a. East Rancho Dominguez. Oh no, he's actually in Carson. He's at home. Yeah. Okay, so I can't make the East Rancho Dominguez joke because he's actually west of that.
Rancho Dominguez area.
Yeah, but I've heard the whole West Compton thing, and I always chuckle because I once had to deliver a package to East Rancho Dominguez, and it was 90220, which is Compton. So
isn't West Compton Watts? Like I don't know. I guess I don't know.
No, well, West Compton is basically Rancho Dominguez, and you go a little further west. Well, it depends, because if you're further north, yes, it can be. But if you're at the 91, as soon as you get west of Compton, you're either in Rancho Dominguez or you're in Carson.
The 105, there's no exits in Watts on the 105. Yeah, you notice that? Nobody wants to get off in Watts.
Speaking of the 105, my dad and Rodney can attest to this because he was around back then. My dad and his family were forced to move out of their home when he was a child so that they could build that 105. And we're talking about like 1965 or something. They moved them out of the house, and that stuff just sat until what? The
1990s.
90. Yeah, I mean, just wow.
That took a minute. Wow. That's some planning. And then they opened the 105 in the 90s, and traffic still didn't get better. Like more folks started driving.
I honestly don't remember what it was like before, but I know you're right. So Wiseburn, California,
405, and did all that expansion and added lanes and all of that. Still packed.
Yeah, well, that part. Every freeway needs an express lane. Absolutely. So Wiseburn, California, never heard of that. That's where Jimmy is checking in from. And he says it's a little city between Hawthorne and Lawndale. I know where that is. I just didn't know about Wiseburn. Did you guys know that near Gardena, there's something called unincorporated LA County? So they're literally, they call it LA County, California. Like they don't have a city. One of my buddies lives that way with his girl. All right. Elaine is checking in. Where are you checking in from, Elaine? You binge watch Snowfall. Okay. With a little influence from us. So you ready for season 4 tonight? So let's talk. We're gonna talk about Devil's Dip in a minute. So last night, Snowfall came on the FX app last night, but then it's on Hulu tonight. So they call it FX on Hulu the night after. So I was going to watch it last night, but you got to have solidarity in your household, right? So Brianna wanted me to see the buffoonery that was happening on the latest episode of Basketball Wives. Shout out to Shani, who I went to high school with. But there was buffoonery going on last night, and so I watched that with Brianna. So I didn't get to Snowfall. But Brianna is also caught up on Snowfall. So I'm hoping that we watch those 2 episodes tonight. I'm hoping that we do that together. Brianna, are we doing that tonight? Yep, 2 episodes of Snowfall. Bam. So Elaine, you enjoy. Trey, do you watch Snowfall?
No, I don't watch Snowfall. I got to get into it though.
He lived it.
Nah. He was chilling on Olympic and Hauser. He was all right. I brought it to his house a little bit, but he was away from it. Denise kept him out of it. But Devil's Dip. So listen to this. Shout out to Devil's Dip, which is right over by Southwest College.
Devil's Dip.
I used to ride my dad bought me a motorcycle. He had a motorcycle, and so we basically, before they built the 105, we used to ride our motorcycles there, dirt bikes, and it was just a lot of fun. And we rode there for years, and then there was a batting cage across the street to the northwest of it called Baseball World. And we wouldn't go to Baseball World to go to the batting cages. We would go to Baseball World to go get a Pepsi with the what's that ice called that you like, Brianna? The ice, the type of ice that you like in the fountain drinks.
Crush.
Yeah, it was. Thank you. It was crushed ice. Yeah, but no, it's special. You know, it's the special.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The ones you used to get at Pup and Taco. So we would go over there. Yeah, the A&PM ice. So we would go over there and get Pepsi. Like, this is when I fell in love with Pepsi. Like, I was, I don't know, 8. It was amazing. Like, we would ride and then just go drink one Pepsi, no refills or anything like that. But great bonding with Pops, and Devil's Dip was amazing. So shout out to Jimmy, who keeps bringing me back to my childhood since we grew up in neighboring neighborhoods. Even though I was always at Trey's house, I did sleep in my own home in the hood, for sure. Yeah, 93 and 94. All right.
18, 93 and 94.
What'd you say, Rod?
18.
93 and 94. Was it still?
So Rod left because he had a family emergency, and he's back, and he missed, like, he's coming in trying to insert himself into jokes that are not jokes. He's saying that's when the 105 was open. So no, Rod, not funny. The 105 didn't open in 1893.
In that area of Devil's Dip.
So before they built the houses and subsequently tore them down, I was playing there. Good one, Rod. That actually was good then. Dietrich just is fact checking. Wilmington and Central on the 105. Shout out to Locke High School, where my mom and dad went and where my mom taught. And you had, like, a lot of people go through there. Eddie Murray, Ozzie Smith, like that. Like, Locke was a baseball factory back in the day. Rod, if you would have gone to Locke back when it opened in 1970, do you think you would have made it to the major leagues?
Nah.
Damn.
Not at my position. No.
Not at your position. That's right. Good shout, Elaine. Please enjoy Snowfall. It's amazing. So Wiseburn is unincorporated. But my guy's Ernest, his name is Ernest. His unincorporated area doesn't have, as far as I know, it doesn't have a name. So at least you have Wiseburn. That's cool. Now, Jay Moore, can somebody translate what Jay Moore said? School district more than city, what? Somebody help me with that. Bless you. No? Nobody taking a crack at that? Jay Moore, can you redo that? I don't understand. Happy birthday, Rod, from Elaine.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. That's an interesting perspective. It's hard for Jimmy to watch movies or shows that are centered around drugs. Yeah, okay. Well, it's hard for me to watch documentaries that are centered around movies or drugs, like when it's real people.
It was hard for me to watch the Floyd Mayweather documentary about him in his last 2 fights without no footage of the fights.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You see how you tied that in? So
yeah, sports.
Have you guys watched To Catch a Smuggler? I just found that show, and it's amazing.
I used to watch Catch a Predator. Wait.
All right. Hey.
Oh, man. I got some gifts, man.
Oh! Hey.
Nobody cares about me out there.
So when you guys first discovered Mylar, did you know that balloons would become a booming industry, Rodney?
I didn't. She thinks she's going to get her child support check. It ain't coming.
Congratulations on that.
It's not coming.
So how did that work back in the days when the village would vote on whether or not you had to pay child support? Like, how did you pay it when you were found to owe it? You just paid it with, like, leaves and rocks?
I think they had it for you the same way they had it in ancient Greece. They just gave you a garland and
a garland. Okay. All right. See, come to the Collective Podcast, and you'll even get your get up on Greek mythology because Rodney was there. So there you go. Okay. Okay, interesting. First episode was hard to get to. She's still talking about Snowfall. Elaine is very enamored. She watched 3 seasons in a week, and now she's back. So, all right. Yeah, I had some buddies that went to Verb. Dietrich, Verb. Who Who doesn't fight? Who doesn't fight? Wait, what is this? Who doesn't fight? Oh, you're talking about Mayweather. What do you? Oh, you just say he plays defense. You say Mayweather.
The documentary. I reviewed it on my show on Tuesday, but my show got blocked because of music background.
Yeah.
But the documentary I reviewed it. That was one of the worst documentaries I've ever seen in my life. As far as a great boxer that has great footage of him picking guys apart, but the documentary only had him working out and black screen, white writing of what happened in the fight. So they do the build up of him Pacquiao. I'm waiting to see some footage of some stuff I didn't see when I saw the fight live. And they go to the fight and it's a black screen, white writing. Floyd Mayweather beats Pacquiao convincingly. And they go to the post-fight press conference. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to the fight? And then they fast forward to the Conor McGregor fight and they don't show that fight either. So I'm like, what kind of documentary is this?
So he wasn't in it, clearly.
He wasn't in it. They just showed clips. So some guy trying to get famous off Floyd Mayweather's name. I'm like, this is terrible, man.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was 52 minutes. It was whack.
Well, I'm glad to know that he wasn't in it. But I have some bad news for you, Cobbs. The anonymous tip that was called in about your show and the music was called in by Rodney. So take your beef to him. That's why your show got shut down.
Don't be snitching. I believe the song was Never Do by The Roots. And I'm gonna get some beats from some of my friends who are producers, and we'll squash all that noise.
That's
I had a good show going too. A Black College, tribute, top 25 HBCU players of all time, and they all shut me down because I'm trying to be great.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
So number one, undoubtedly Jerry Rice, right?
Surprisingly, it was Doug Williams. I didn't vote. It was the undefeated. So that's what they came up with.
In school, while they were in school.
Just all-time impact. Since Doug Williams was the first black quarterback to win the MVP and black quarterback.
Still wouldn't put Doug Williams ahead of Jerry Rice or Steve McNair.
They had Steve McNair like 24.
Steve McNair if anyone saw Steve McNair at Alcorn State, which I was blessed enough to do, he was on another level.
It was all athletes, not just football. It was not just football. So you had Andre Dawson. You had, all those old-time greats, Althea Gibson. So they had to compete with other sports as well. But you think Jerry Rice being the GOAT of GOATs and possibly the best football player of all time.
Yeah.
Regardless of position, you would think. But they put Doug because of, I believe, that MVP at quarterback.
That's interesting. Wow. And with that list, now that I know that it's multi-sport, then I would have to go with Althea Gibson. But I'd like to see the rest of that list.
I'll put the link in there.
Rodney. So Rodney once got chased off of Althea Gibson's porch by her grandfather with a shotgun. You want to tell the listeners and the viewers about that time you tried to take Althea out?
He said she wasn't that fast.
Hey, man. I got it all of them. Shaka, Althea. What can I say?
I put it in the chat.
Well, all right, cool. So, I played golf on Friday. I'm actually going to propose that to Brianna later on that we go back tomorrow.
Your swing was good too. I saw the video.
What'd you say, Rod?
I said your swing looked pretty good. I saw the video.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Unless you had a stand-in.
Nah, man, it was me, and I was feeling good. I was definitely feeling good, and I was a little nervous to be filmed, because I hadn't filmed myself or broken it down. Just leave a message, but I felt good about it, so I'm gonna try to capitalize on it. I want to try to golf weekly now.
You hear that flex, Trey? Leave a message. Business hours are from 9 to 5.
Straight
Big
from
red records.
I literally have do not disturb on. Like, look, I have do you see the little moon up there? I have do not disturb on.
I want to talk about my numbers, man. I want to see I want to talk about my contract right now.
That's how you run your books.
how you run your books. Wait a minute. What time? 9.
So you know how Wayman does it. Wayman throws subliminals at you. So rather than just say happy birthday to Rodney, he just said, "Oh." So that's Wayman talking to Rod.
Ancient relic.
You know, when I was getting at all the shocking outfield, Wayman was getting at their older aunties.
The gauge of whether you old is if you play pickup with youngsters and they call you OG or old school. They still call me OG. All right, old school.
Or, sir.
Old school. Old school.
As soon as you see that old head out there doing those long finger rolls that no one else can do, you know.
Speaking of old school,
excuse me, sir, you want to run?
I see you got the Ben Gain and knee braces on. Are you playing today, sir?
And the goggles.
And the wristband and the striped socks.
Speaking of old school, shout out to Marcus Johnson, the original point forward, and go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
His Twitter handle is oldschool88.
Young bucks to play ball the way it's supposed to be played. These young bucks today, all they think about is 3 and D. Whatever happened to mid-range, whatever happened to a give and go.
There you go.
I'm from the old school. I do a sky hook.
3 and D. That's Rodney's favorite, especially when they don't play D. Oh my goodness. Wayman's talking to you, Rod. You want to answer?
How it feel to be me. That's the old five heartbeats line right there. That's old Eddie Kane Jr. said, how does it feel to be me?
All right, so going back to the impact statement. Impact statement. We're in the court of law. The statement about impact in sports. It's interesting how, and this is just my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think. It's interesting how when a brother is getting his shine right now, they want to continue to throw these falsehoods out there. First of all, Mike Trout's the best. Stop it. We already know who the best is. Mookie. But now that Fernando Tatis Jr., and I have no problem with Fernando Tatis. He's a great player. He's up and coming. He's going to do great things for the Padres at some point. I'm sorry, he's going to make the Padres do great things. He's already doing great things for them. But don't just urinate on my leg and tell me it's raining. Don't just give him a contract that is inferior to Mookie's and tell me that he's now the face of baseball. Like what? In case you forgot, Mookie is the face of baseball. Like, what are we talking about?
Man,
the face of baseball. Why are they trying to make it Fernando Tatis Jr.
Impactful?
The same reason why Dame Lillard's the best, highest paid player in the NBA. It's just because in the small market, in comparison to LA, Chicago, New York, you got San Diego. Who wants to go to San Diego? Well, we got these superstars. So now, they can sell some tickets. Does it equate to a championship? No. It's like Albert Pujols. Pujols got the deal 10 years ago. Now it's over. Is this guy going to play 14 years? I'm going to be 61 by the time this guy's done playing for San Diego. And they're not going to win a championship if the Dodgers don't fall off. So it's not even about making the team that much better as far as championship caliber. It's just locking down a star that can sell tickets and sell jerseys, man. That's the market. And I believe in like 5 years, that's not even going to be a high number. They're going to be guys like Mookie who are going to get $500 million. Mookie might get $750 million. You know what I'm saying? Like by the time those numbers go up, the inflation, I think that's a bargain for San Diego. Because you figure in year 10, guys are going to be making $500 million.
Right.
So I think the Padres did something smart.
Yes, I definitely think they did something smart. I agree with that.
You know, the media likes the flavor of the month. I mean, like they like that new face, that new young guy. I mean, I hate to say this, but when LeBron came in, they were already like praising him to be, he's going to be the greatest. Like when he was still fresh in the NBA. It was almost like the other players who were already doing it disappeared. And if you have a half decent season, it's like, oh, well, we're going to just build on that. As long as the numbers are going up, he's trending upward, it's making our predictions look great.
Mm-hmm.
He got gold dreadlocks. Is that going to make an impact on the culture? We got kids who can't wear dreadlocks to school, and we got the highest paid player in baseball wearing gold dreadlocks.
Oh, Contreras, second highest paid player.
Who's the highest paid?
Mookie.
Mookie ain't paid. I think it's the dude from Philadelphia.
You talking about on a short deal? Yeah, I mean we're talking 1 year, 2 years. Is that what you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Bryce Harper. How many years did he get? I think he got like 10 years, 12 years.
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull
something ridiculous. And I'm a Phillies fan, secondarily a Phillies fan, but he's not going to bring a championship. The Washington Nationals won a championship as soon as he left. As soon as he left. Get the two out of here. Now we can win. Now we can win some games.
Yeah, he's way overrated.
Way overrated.
I never bought it. Harper hype.
It's 13 years.
These tactics is fun to watch. Bryce Harper ain't been fun to watch.
No. Yeah, I'm about to tell you.
For Bryce Harper, 13 years?
Yeah, it's 13 years, 330.
Yeah, that's
which is 25-3. Yeah, Mookie makes 30.4. Mookie's the highest paid player. Like that was the point. He's 12 years, 365, which is also better than Fernando Tatis's contract, which is like 13 years, 330. Just like Bryce's.
Yeah.
What,
but Mookie brings championships.
I think you just get a $65 million signing bonus. God damn.
Just in case. Yeah, just in case. It's 65 right up here.
How you get more than 2 years of your average salary as a signing? Oh my goodness. Yeah. They knew how to keep Mookie. All right, so look. Shout out to Fernando Tatis. Yeah, we talked about him last week, but we didn't talk about him being the face of baseball because they weren't trying to force that on us yet. Now they are. And my problem is there are very few black people shining in baseball. It's not like when we were coming up and when they first let Rodney's friends into Major League Baseball. It's not the same.
Yeah, Negro League players.
Yeah, it's not the same. And so when the best player in baseball is Mookie Betts, by a mile, and he is currently winning, we're talking 2 out of the last 3 World Series. This guy was a catalyst in. And he just stepped all over Fernando Tatis and the Padres in the playoffs and in the regular season. So I don't know. It bothers me that they want to make it, even though he's brown, he is a non-black player that they want to say, oh, is the face now. At least it's not Mike Trout, because they've been trying to force that down for a while, but it's still disgusting to me. Anyway.
It feels like it's hard to have a face of baseball.
It says we have 10 people watching. We have not had 10 people tell us say hello and tell us where they're checking it from.
One's my cell phone. My bad.
No. I know. I didn't want to tell them that, but I know. Rodney's on 2 and so am I, so that gets us down to 7. But I want, and guys, please ladies and gentlemen, please comment, and subscribe/follow. We appreciate you. All right. NBA power rankings. Who cares? Lakers winning a championship? Absolutely not.
No.
Making the playoffs? Likely. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Here's the question. Is LeBron the MVP? Well, no. Is Anthony Davis the MVP? Because, they don't lose when he shows up, but he just doesn't show up a lot. And
who are the Lakers MVP? Are you asking who the Lakers' most valuable player is?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, it's LeBron, but most needed player is AD. most important player is AD. Most valuable.
Check it out. Lakers lost 4 in a row. 3 of those games they win if even Schroeder's there.
Possibly.
Right now we have no mid-range. Like last night they had no chance. They weren't going to win. They might not have won with AD. But
the Jazz that good?
The Jazz is good right now.
I think they played well last night, but I'm not a believer.
The Lakers have a hard time
is better than the Lakers, I should say.
The Lakers have a hard time guarding a 3-point shot, and they shoot it the best in the league. So that can get you, and they turn the ball over way too much. Lakers, silly turnovers. So when you got those two things going against you, so they making threes, you making twos, and you turning the ball over, and then they hit a three. Now you're down 4. It's just.
Well, you're gonna make turnovers when the chemistry changes like that. I mean, they have to adapt to playing without AD for an extended period of time, so that's expected. But the Lakers' biggest issue is they have no inside presence whatsoever. Gasol probably runs a 10-2-40.
He walks one.
Trez, your boy got the ugliest offense that I've seen since I can't remember. I saw a move he made last night, and I just thought that was from some park in Alhambra. It was terrible.
Dang, Alhambra?
It was terrible. I meant to say Alhambra.
That's bad.
I mixed El Monte with Alhambra, but yeah, it was. He has to understand who he is as a player. He's a grind 'em, high energy, put back type of player that's going to get points doing dirty work, like Cedric Sabalas used to be. He does not need to be getting the ball in the paint and trying to make a move on a taller player. He doesn't. It looks horrible. It doesn't have a shot at going in, and that's why they're suffering if they face somebody with a tall lineup. Now, if he's matched up against somebody his size or smaller, or just somebody really weak that he can just back down and punk to the basket, they may have a shot. But more often than not, he won't be able to do that. He's just too little. He's strong, but he's too little.
Well, I think they're going after Cousins, but I don't know how much of a difference.
I don't see where that would help.
But he's the biggest thing out there that they can get right now, so I think they're really going to go after him strong.
But he has injuries to both legs, so he's running like, it looks painful to watch him run right now. I don't see where that would help at all. He can't get off.
JaVale McGee give you 12 minutes, but they're 12 good minutes. And
they better trade for some guys that they already had.
Please put Jimmy Max. Please put Jimmy Max coming up there about Montrez being 6'9". Please put that up there.
He's definitely not a legit 6'9". That's what they list him as.
If he wasn't, Jimmy said he'd be working at the car wash. Oh, that's cold, man.
He's
like,
close.
What would brother be doing? That's gonna be a topic on Friday, then, Jimmy. If dudes weren't in the NBA, what would be their occupation? And we're gonna have a comment. That's gonna be our topic on Friday.
He'd be frying
What
fish.
would Montrez be doing? He said he'd be at the car wash. What would Dennis Schroeder be doing if he didn't play basketball? He'd be a calypso singer in Jamaica. Looking like Shabba Rank little son.
A backup, a bounty killer.
Bounty killer. Bumble, I said, you want to come test me now? You come test me now?
Hey, Wayman's asking about Andre Drummond. Who is Tressel? What was Jimmy talking about? I missed that.
Trezel.
Oh,
Trez.
Wow. Okay. I'm talking about Jim Tressel's cousin. All right. What about Andre Drummond?
If they could piecemeal something to get Andre Drummond, they could definitely give up KCP.
I'll take
West
Drummond over
Matthews.
Whiteside. They said Whiteside today. I don't like Whiteside. He was really weak last year.
Yeah, I don't.
He got too slow.
Is he not playing for Miami right now?
All them big dudes is on the block. Like all of a sudden, nobody wants a big man.
Oh,
well, I mean, they got a log jam in Cleveland, So, you know, or no, not Cleveland, Milwaukee, when they made the trade for
the
guard.
dude that beat my fantasy team last week for Milwaukee. I forgot the guy that wears the headband, but I have Brook Lopez. I needed him to get 5 points. They put the guy in that has a lot of energy. I forgot his name. Big man that gets a lot of rebounds and block shots. But they do have a logjam at the center position, power forward position in Milwaukee. So there are some guys available, but who do you package up? Nobody wants Wes Matthews now. He used to be a baller. I don't know what happened to him.
Man.
You talking about Wesley Matthews?
Yeah, he used to be like a killer. Now he's kind of like complacent and not really.
Now is
lineup. And if they could get Hart back to New Orleans, I would definitely trade Wes Matthews and KCP for Hart.
Josh Hart, I told them he was one of the best ones of that group. As far as hard working, solid.
He plays on both ends, but
hard, tough. Villanova.
Rodney trying to get rid of his brother, KCP. That's wild. Hey, so shout out to Frags MD
on Twitch.
Checking in on Twitch.
He said hi.
Where are you checking in from?
Don't matter. He said hi.
Well, I'm just asking.
That's all you need to know. Hi.
Where he or she is checking in from.
That's like a TikTok. The little puppy and the big dog. Hi. Hi.
Hey.
Big dog. Bite his head
off. Yeah. Okay. So Dietrich says that if Schroeder and AD are healthy, he's not worried.
But AD falls down every game. AD gets hurt every game.
Wait. What's his name, Cobbs? What's his name? Tender Love.
Davis.
I think I still have the
TLD. Tender Love. My arm here hurts, coach. I have an ingrown hair in my armpit, coach. Tender love. Tender love.
You know what I trip off on? Not only did he have on a hideous sweater last night, but for him to have leg injuries, he was standing up on the sideline the whole game.
The whole game. That brother get hurt at the barbershop. That brother get hurt in the shower. He might get hurt brushing his teeth.
Hey, for those of you that want to follow Rodney and you couldn't find him, just go facebook.com/Rodney's Arc. And yeah.
2x2. Every animal. 2x2.
Hey. Shut up.
We're gonna go ahead and die.
He has a strained pectoral muscle from putting on his deodorant before the game. He's a scratch.
Oh man. man.
He was like, Bron, I can't go. And Brown probably looked at him like,
Again.
Now what exactly is Schroeder's injury? Is it his wrist?
I thought it was COVID protocol.
He got hair dye in his eye.
Yeah, that peroxide from his hair kind of
drip down.
I thought it was protocol.
Yeah, COVID protocol. So listen. Speaking of COVID protocols, this is real stuff. I lost my game tomorrow because of contact tracing. They shut down the whole game. So luckily they told us before we flew out there. But yeah, no trip to Denver now. Oh well.
Are y'all flying? Flex.
Do you want me to drive to Denver?
you getting flown out there like there are no referees in Denver.
That's one airport I cannot stand.
During the pandemic. We need Anthony Q. Carter from California to fly to Denver to ref this game.
Well,
he's the only one that can do it.
First of all, it's a crew of 3, right? And if you have 20 games going on at one time, you need officials to cover all the games. And so the RMAC officials live in California, Arizona, Nevada,
flex
all over,
Colorado, South Dakota. Like we come from all over, but we usually work Friday and a Saturday.
Prestige worldwide.
With the money that we make, if you no longer have the Friday game, it's not worth the trip. So that's why I'm not going just for Saturday.
Boats and hoes.
All right. So moving on. This is the Collective Podcast, episode 50 on Rodney's 150th birthday. Rod, did you get my song on your voicemail this morning?
I didn't.
Oh man, you should play that. You should play that for the listeners.
Was it 2 Chainz?
Play it.
Yeah, you should play it.
You guys
he looked like Def. Is it Def Jeff? That's who he looked like.
You should definitely play it, Rod.
Play it, Rod.
You should definitely play it.
What,
You guys on that phone, right?
The Message? What's the song?
The Message. No, it's a song. It's a song. It's an original.
What, Baby Shark? What's going on?
It's an AC original.
What'd you send it on?
I called you and left a message on your phone.
Oh, okay.
He sent it on Napster. He said it on Napster. It's still downloading on Earthlink.
Hey, listen, and I want to have this argument one day. Let me take a page out of Joe Budden's handbook. What am I trying to say? Take a page out of Joe Budden's book. One day we're gonna have this conversation. Who was more impactful? Magic Johnson getting the NBA off a tape delay, or Michael Jordan with the shoes? We're not gonna have it now, but one day we're gonna have that conversation.
As long as you didn't say vaginal mesh, we good.
Well, that was the topic on 6 Minutes with AC from LA. Rodney, you guys could have given me another topic.
I still don't know what that is, but I appreciate you.
All right.
I got more to come. I'm gonna be hitting the post this week.
Jimmy Mack said Whiteside is in Sacktown. All right.
Hey,
Rod, are you playing it?
Say it again.
Are you playing it?
No, because I'm trying to keep up with the comments on the people who are on. So
technology is something else, ain't it, sir?
But the fans asked for you to play it, and so did Trey.
What's the song, man?
It's an original.
Oh.
And it won't shut us down. Like, because it's literally an original. I do own the rights to that music.
I asked him if it was 2 Chainz, but that's what I was trying to hear. That's what I was trying to get for my birthday.
No, it was
Rest in peace to Prince Marky D, who passed away recently. Baby, you want to swing my way?
Happy birthday! It's happy birthday! So it's Rodney! To be right there. Happy 250 years, brother. Oh my goodness, you done hit the big 250. Holy moly. And I don't mean 52. I mean 250. 250.
Big Poppy. Who's that? Big Poppy?
And old man among men. Happy birthday, brother.
Oh man, Dizzy Gillespie called you, huh?
Dope. Yeah, that was Captain Caveman.
Yeah, that joke sound like
Captain Caveman.
Step and Fetch It meets Bookman from Good Times.
You really need to do voiceovers.
Thank you. What about that teacher from Compton Unified? He does voiceovers.
We're not gonna start that. We are not gonna start that today.
How he sound?
He will remain nameless.
You do crack, don't you?
I'm surprised he hasn't been on.
Huh?
I'm surprised he hasn't been on.
Yeah. So
that's how you talk to these kids.
In an unrelated fact, I'm going to tag someone that I know who is also a teacher in Compton Unified. Let's see if he comes on. All right, moving on.
Talk like that in Compton Unified.
Moving on.
Don't have a job very long.
Shit. I'm here to tell you, he will continue to have a job. He's had it for 30 years.
I'm saying that's how you have to talk to.
Oh, that's my bad. All right, so basketball. I still have Philly. I do believe the Lakers will right the ship, but they are just unwatchable. They're just unwatchable. It's really, but I don't have any channels that feature the Lakers anyway, because none of my streaming services offer the Lakers regular games. So I only get the national games, and that's probably a good thing because I can't get tired of it.
Oh, you probably wasn't watching yesterday anyway. Your Wednesday.
Echoing.
So listen, but so that's a great point, Trey, but here was the problem yesterday. Everybody was on hiatus except for Life. SWAT wasn't on, SEAL Team wasn't on, Chicago Med wasn't on, Chicago Fire wasn't on, Chicago PD wasn't on. So it wasn't really packed. So but it was late. I worked out and I ran. So by the time Brianna and I got to the TV, we only watched the one show. We just watched Shawnee and them. So yeah. Rodney?
Yes, sir.
Was Jesus one of your classmates? Wayman wants to know.
Not quite.
No, he was the teacher when Jesus graduated.
He was just getting there.
Yeah, Jesus was just getting there.
He's on the way out.
Rodney was a student teacher. Wait, Jesus hung out in Baltimore?
Now, Rodney was a classmate. He said, when he saw him, he said to his shoes, he said, "What are those?" To his sandals.
Wait, Dietrich is joining in now. This is lovely. Hey!
In a minute, I'm gonna cut out all this ganging up on Rodney's side.
How old?
But I'm gonna start letting you guys have it pretty soon.
Let's play the how old is Rodney game.
Well, I'm grandfathered in, especially since Rodney is a great grandfather. But I'm grandfathered in, so I guess he's coming after all of y'all.
Rodney is so old. Yes, that's the cue. Put it in the chat. Rodney is so old. ...
Old.
Rodney's so old.
I'm gonna allow this roasting today. You guys go ahead and get it out your system. Speaking of going back to baseball, you guys realize that it starts on the 28th, right?
March 28th, baseball is back.
February 28th, right?
You mean like Monday? I mean Sunday?
Like 3 days.
Oh, spring training?
Yeah.
Oh, spring training. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like preseason or something.
Season. Well, that kind of is. Like, I think doesn't it go straight through spring training to the season? They got a funky little season. They it's like almost 9 months. They got.
Are they really having an actual spring training this year?
Everything is cut down. I'm not sure what they're going to change as far as the rules.
Yeah, I don't know where they're playing.
Rodney is so old. Rodney is so old.
So listen, there are people opting out. What do you guys think about that? Like even for this season, opting out for this season in baseball.
Yeah, I saw that a player opt out for his family. I think it's going to be commonplace in all sports, depending on how impactful the virus has been to your direct family. Some people will see it differently. They're established veterans that have money in the bank. I can see a lot more guys, if they don't have a chance of winning a championship and they're pretty content with their life and their money, a lot of guys will sit it out. So not surprised. And for those who make that decision, I hope everything works out for them. Everybody's healthy and everybody's safe. Again, your season is really not that important when it comes to your life or death. So if it's important to you as a family man and you have somebody that might be, living with an existing condition, it might be the right thing to do.
Fair enough. Thank you for that. All right. Anything else about basketball?
Who you got? Final four. If AD stays Gimpy AD.
The All-Star. Devin Booker really had to be added to the the West All-Stars because AD is injured, I got a huge issue with that.
Bron had a huge issue with it too.
That is ridiculous.
How did AD make the All-Star team if he's hurt? Is it fan vote? Who votes?
Well,
Who votes?
Fans voted him.
Then Caruso should be All-Star because Caruso get more votes than AD, right?
I don't know. Caruso was in the top 10 for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody's making the electoral college vote.
Something's got to change on this, man. And no disrespect, Kevin Durant was voted in as a starter by the fans. And how many games has Kevin Durant played? Not a starter. He's the leading vote getter in the East. He's the captain.
He's the captain. Yeah.
So what should be the criteria for All-Star? Number of games played too? You should have at least.
They should have a minimum.
Klay Thompson got more votes than some people in the West.
And this is why I hate stats when they start talking about somebody and they say, "Oh, well, this person was the MVP 3 times and he was 14-time All-Star." Like, come on, dude. We know that some of these people should not be All-Stars. So I'm not one to get caught up in the stats because that's a popularity contest.
They sure let Westbrook sit down, didn't he? He was the MVP a few years back.
Yeah, and Washington is winning games.
It's so inconsistent, man.
Like, is CP3 an All-Star this year?
Yeah, at least is Bradley Beal All-Star.
Yeah, he's a starter.
Yep.
Bradley the starter.
They gave David.
But I saw CP3 on the list and not Booker, and I was like, how did that happen?
Well, so okay. Tell me this, and I know that Rodney will have something to say because this is Rodney's favorite example of upside and max players. But is this the year that he should have been an All-Star, Rodney?
Who
you know who I'm talking about? Your favorite guy, your example of a max contract guy who's not a max contract guy. Your favorite example.
There are many.
Mike, your favorite example is Mike Conley. Stop it.
Well, yeah, he's one, but I can say the same thing about.
Made it. He should have made it.
I could say the same thing about Rudy Gobert and a few other that are back salary players.
I just feel like Mike Conley is your go-to with the upside and also the max contract. But should he have been an All-Star this year? Conley. He thought it was his year.
With the guards in front of him,
right?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he's already got Mitchell on his squad, who's a guard. You got Dame Dollar. You got Curry, who they may not be winning all their games, but Curry is still Curry. And then you have a number of guards in the West.
Hey, what do you when you have a manual transmission? What do you use to shift your gears? Like, what do you push down?
Put your foot on
the other pedal. Now, did you see Luka Doncic's clutch shots? Was it last night or the night before last?
Luka clutch. Is Luka clutch?
Luka and Tatum clutch. When you shoot shots that you absolutely have to have for the dub, for the win, not to take you up 5 more points. But so when you guys are down and you got to get a tie or a point ahead. Luka hits shots.
Jason Tatum is very clutch in those Subway commercials with Draymond. Those are really good commercials.
He hit some shots the other night that were clutch. I mean, again, Luka doesn't do it for me, but he has proven time and time again that he is in the conversation, even though I'm kind of glad Dallas is falling on their faces because we keep hearing how good Dallas is going to be this year. The unicorn and the Don, but the Don can't do it by himself.
Be careful what you wish for. And I'm not saying you're wishing for it, but just be careful because when they start to blow the foreigners up, you wind up with a Steve Nash back-to-back situation. And next thing you know, Luka Doncic is the face of the NBA and the reigning MVP 4 times over.
Well, what happened to Steve Nash? He got 2 MVPs. That's it. And he gets to be a coach in a swan song. Somebody says LeBron clutch. When he wants to be. All right, did you guys see Zion I think a few nights ago, they needed 2 points. And Zion put his shoulder in his defender's chest. I believe it was Tristan Thompson. And he drove him to the basket and got the and one. Did you see that play? And me and my son watched it. It was crazy because I'm like, see, this is what I want LeBron to do. When it's down by 2 and you're 1-on-1, put your shoulder in the dude's chest and just drive him into the paint and get you 2 points. Basketball is somewhere to pass to someone that's open, but it was bully ball. So LeBron is part-time coach. Yeah.
Is this Zion cat who plays for the Pelicans? Is this Lauryn Hill's son, Zion, the one that she sang about in the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill?
I don't think so. That's Brohan Marley's son, right?
Yeah.
Brohan Marley's a little dude. This dude.
But if you put Marley and Hill together, you get Williams. So
no, Marley's a little dude. Zion, you would have to make. I think Zion is LeBron and Serena's baby.
Hey, where did Rohan play football?
Miami. The U. And he lost every single fight he got into. My boy played with them at Miami. He said Rohan Marley is the most defeated fighter I've ever met in my life.
He had a glass jaw. They call him glass jaw.
He didn't fight, always lose.
They called him Glass Row.
They called him Glass Row.
Mike Tyson's punch out, he was Glass
Always
Row.
want to fight, can't fight.
Now, on the east side, Trae Young didn't make the All-Star team.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Trey D because you said east side, and I thought you were gangbanging again, but okay.
No, that was Kyle's banging last week.
Cub didn't make the All-Star team, Cub. Oh, Cub.
See you later, Trey. Did he tell? Oh, wow, we lost. Oh, man, we just lost a chunk. Where'd y'all go? Come back. Come back.
I gotta go soon too. I got 2:00 Zoom.
Okay.
So, yeah. Cub, they didn't let my Cub in. Trey D Cub from the east side. Cub.
So Keith is talking about LeBron, and when you said when he wants to be. So
if you are, you aren't. Is LeBron?
Is you is or is you ain't?
I think statistically he is because he has more. I think he has more game winners than Kobe and Michael Jordan. Somebody did a stat.
But that's a Facebook stat. That
Facebook stat like Wikipedia.
People make up whatever they want to and then put numbers behind them. So we know that. We know the eye test, and we know that over his career, he does not like taking shots with 5 minutes or less on the clock. It's what it is.
That missed free throw last week is proven.
So when I hear these stories about, oh, he has more game winners, I'm like, well, where are these game winners? And they had to be when he was maybe his first 3 or 4 years in the league when he didn't have nothing to lose. But once he had a quote unquote brand and had some status, we know that he was not taking shots. He was passing that thing like a hot potato.
All right, so here we go. LeBron and Curry, AC from LA. You say they're clutch players because they carry their teams throughout the season. Are they clutch in the clutch?
Wait, who? I've never said anything about LeBron. Don't put those words in my mouth.
Well, the guy just asked if LeBron is clutch. We're trying to debate that, but you said Curry's clutch, and I was debating you that Curry's not clutch yet. He can be, but he ain't made no shots yet. He's 0 for 8 in game-winning, game-tying shots at the buzzer. So is LeBron clutch? Like a person that wants the shot. I know Curry wants it. He just ain't made it. LeBron don't even want the shot. Tatum wants it. Luka wants it. Jimmy Butler wants it. Who are the clutch guys? Dame Dollar wants it.
I don't know about that because he doesn't come every night. Jimmy Butler.
Oh, yeah. But I know if it's the playoffs, in the end of the game, he's shooting it.
Well, at least the 2020 playoffs. We know that.
The bubble,
right.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching him, and they just had a close game last week, and they ended up letting someone, I can't remember who that scrub was that took the last shot, but Jimmy Butler was setting screens for everybody.
Let me replace Jimmy Butler with Joel Embiid. He wants the ball now. Something has happened to Joel Embiid that he is now playing like a King Olajuwon. I mean, I don't know what happened.
That's got to be attributed to Doc Rivers.
I told you that was going to happen. I said, watch what Doc does with that man.
Man, and even Ben Simmons playing better. He finally listened to the pep talk.
And no one's giving Doc any credit.
What did he say to him? Like, what could have possibly been the conversation that you could be one of the best big men in this league of the next 5 or 10 years if you put the work in and put your head down and quit playing?
He probably just put his ring on the podium. It's like, you want one of these?
He posted his picture in every McDonald's in the Philadelphia.
You can't have this food.
And said, "Do not give him Big Macs."
Ocho Cinco diet. No.
Wait.
They put his picture up and put salad only.
Hey man,
and he told him, if you shoot another 3, I'm docking your pay.
I'm 212 pounds right now. I don't know how. I've been eating healthy. I've been eating vegan with my wife. This is some bull right here. I ain't never been as heavy in my life, and I've been trying to eat healthy and work out every day. What is going on? I believe the COVID, man. I need to get a Peloton like AC. But my butt hurts on my own bike, so I don't know. Your butt hurt on your Peloton? They got special bike seat?
Not his. I'm sure he got a special seat.
Yeah, flex.
I don't have a.
He's definitely got a special seat.
It did used to hurt, but then I realized I could adjust it specifically to where I wanted to sit, and then I haven't felt anything since.
Wow.
I was just telling Brianna about that. Yeah, it's amazing.
Or he probably went to the bike shop and got some of those special shorts that has the cushion at the bottom.
No, those don't work. I got those.
Not like his. I bet you his is made by Under Armour or somebody special, and it's like some limited edition that only he could find.
That sounds about right.
But he didn't pay full price because AC is the king of coupons.
So what kind of guy buys a brand new pair of damn near $200 shoes just to pretend like he's going to work a basketball game? Tell us about your black Hoka Hoka ones, Rod.
They were $120.
That's a good deal. And he'll be running down there full speed and won't feel a thing. Them things like pillows, man.
Yeah, I love them. Never going away from Hokas again.
I got 2 pairs sitting over right there. I wore couldn't even pronounce it. I got these Hokas. I put mine on, start doing it. I started doing my Hoka. I was like, they was like, that's not what those are. I was like, what? I thought I was getting some Hokas.
Okay, so I'll argue this. Tell me when vegan is not healthy, TreVon.
It does not mean healthy because you're missing a lot of the food groups.
I don't know, because I've been trying to stay off meat for the past week and a half, and my weight is going up too. I was doing better eating steak.
I was doing much better eating steak. Now TreVon has lost a ton of weight by being, I know he's doing keto, straight meat. Vegan, man, that was nothing but, what was it? Grains, bread. I think I need to go something with less carbs. But I gotta have my proteins.
So yeah, if you press the issue in the grain food category, then then you will pick up weight. So I guess I thought about that. And that when I was vegan, that was my problem in the beginning. It was like, oh, I'll just go to all the bread options, get some freaking vegan butter, and then it's all good. But what are you putting the vegan butter on? And it was like, oh yeah, I need to cut back.
I wasn't even doing that. It was just straight vegetables. I've been eating like sweet potatoes, cabbage, and beans for dinner, salads for lunch, and it just went from 182, 185, 188, 191. It just keeps going higher.
I'm over here looking like Cam Chancellor. I'm over here 212. I was like, this is. I'm going back to what I know.
Ice cream.
Straight up.
Rodney's telling us that his weight matches his age, 191.
Actual age and shoe size. Actual age, not your weight.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're even. They equal.
All right. So we covered NBA. We covered Major League Baseball. Anything else? NFL related? Anything new?
Really no movement. Deshaun Watson's not gone. He's still in Houston. Watt is still there. Hasn't signed with anyone, but has offers. And I don't know why every time I tune into Facebook, I see something flash about across my phone saying Derek Carr has to go. I just don't understand that. With all the issues that the Raiders have, the quarterback is not the problem.
Raiders.
I asked somebody that's in a Raiders group who posted that, when's the last time he had a legitimate receiver? Legitimate to throw to.
He had Antonio Brown for about 2 days.
Get Nelson Aguilar from Philly, and he outproduces all of the players that you already had on the roster for the last 3 years and parlays that into a big contract. That tells you about the receivers that you already had. Because Nelson Aguilar had been, what, number 4 receiver for Philly?
I don't know what he was, but he was trash.
That's what I'm saying. And now he just came to Oakland, balled out, and got like a 1-year, $10 million deal.
I mean, he's a decent receiver. I'm not gonna say he's trash. I was just saying he played like trash that last year in Philly, and then he resurrected himself playing in Oakland. Well, shoot, Vegas now. So I think he's still solid, but I believe, like you said, they ain't number one. They had Antonio Brown for a week, didn't work out. Well, it was more than a week. He had the whole camp, when he caught the fake frostbite, getting in the hyperbaric chamber without shoes on.
Yeah, he was on.
Cussed out the GM, so he forced his way out of. Yeah, he was on one, as you can say, on one. And Antonio Brown, like no other, when he's on one, he's on one. So that was your last chance of getting a number one receiver. But is that the kid that what y'all missing is the number one receiver? You had the best tight end in the game.
Yeah,
in my
but he got
opinion.
No inconsistent run game. I mean, like Josh Jacobs is up and coming, but he's not there yet. He doesn't. He's not that back that you say, all right, this dude is the real deal. He shows flashes here and there, but he's not there yet. And then you have no defense. I mean, the secondary is. They'll probably be calling you to come help them out soon.
I got about 2 quarters left in me.
I mean, like if you were playing Madden, they would have like a 96 for speed, and they would have a 3 for awareness.
Wait, who are you talking about?
The DBs for Oakland.
Dang.
Oh yeah, you told me about the plight of your DBs.
Oh. No awareness.
You said a 3 awareness?
A 3.
They gave me 60s across the board on Madden. I was on one video game. I was on Madden 98. They gave me 60s across the board. I said, I know I run a 4.40. They gave me a 60 speed. I was like, this is some bull. They didn't give me no name.
No real.
I was just a light-skinned DB, no name.
That's all right, man. I think I still got 98. I'm gonna edit you.
Give me a number 27, no name. No,
I'm gonna give you speed. Don't worry about that.
I ain't got no speed. I was about as fast as AC Carter running down the sideline of a basketball game. Just try it. Just jersey all tight.
Tell them how I get to the end line, Rod.
5.240.
He runs.
Damn.
Because I have definitely worked with some people who don't run. So if there's nothing else, he definitely hustles.
The AAU circuit refs be walking, boy. Them dudes don't even go down the court.
No,
that's got Cleveland Brown Jr. out there working.
Cleveland Brown Jr. be out there. He don't want to be there. I work 18 games a day.
Yeah. He's trying to get that $25 a game, if that. Some of them settle for 19, 20. As long as they can work the whole weekend and take about 600 home on that Sunday evening, they good.
45-minute games. My son get 3 minutes. I was like, this is some bull. You ain't gonna call traveling? Nah, I don't get paid enough. I'm like, come on, man.
I don't get paid enough. I know that's right.
You get what you pay for, though. I mean, like if they up the pay, then they would get higher quality refs to work.
Yeah.
Somebody who has some status is not going to be out there getting cussed out by crazy parents and coaches who just got through drinking in the parking lot for $25. I know I don't do it. I can't. I can't deal with that. I don't want to hear a bunch of nonsense every time down the floor.
Every time. I'll be sitting there laughing. I'm not the parent that's going to say a whole bunch, but I sit next to parents who say a whole bunch. And I'm feel for them poor guys. They're like, man, this game is not that important. It's an AAU game in the summertime during the pandemic. Everybody calm down.
And the crazy part is if you have a quality official out there, you don't know who that quality official is working with. Like I won't say a name, but I did work a couple of games one time, maybe about 5 years ago at American Sports Center. And fast break, my partner, he running like that little turtle that used to beat Bugs Bunny on the cartoon. He's running like him. And he's not getting to the end line. This guy goes up. He gets hit. My partner still running, trying to get to the end line, doesn't see it at all. All of a sudden, I see a dark-skinned guy jump off the bench. And here I am. I still got 7 players in the backcourt, so I'm watching them. But as soon as I see that guy jump up off the bench and I see my partner with no call, I'm blowing a foul from the backcourt because I see what's about to happen. You know whose son it was? Who jumped up hollering, AMF, don't be let my son get hurt?
LeVar Ball?
Clifton Powell.
Oh.
And when I tell you his roles in Dead Presidents and in Friday is not an act that he can really turn up.
That's him.
Turn up.
That's Ving Rhames.
Smiling. Oh, I was gonna blow it. When? That man had already ran and fell, 6 feet past the end line. When were you gonna blow the foul?
Have y'all ref with Stoney Jackson?
Who?
Stoney the ref on the circuit. Stoney Jackson from the 80s.
I have.
Yeah. I have.
AC, you have?
You have?
Yeah. Like for years, no one believed me when I told them. I had a bunch of girls that I went to Howard with, and one night I posted like, "Hey, Stoney Jackson is reffing." They were like, "Stoney Jackson from 227? You lying?" No one would believe me.
I said, "Stoney, call the foul." He like, "Hey man, you're just trying to get through the game. You're trying to get through the game." I'm like, "Oh man, don't be that dude. Call what you see."
They better not mess with Stoney.
Yeah.
Stoney can cut that curl. He ain't playing.
I sure did call my wife. I said, "You won't believe who reffing Alexander's game." He's like, "Who?" I said, "Stoney Jackson." He's like, "No, he ain't." Said, "Yes." She said, "Is he a good ref?" I said, "No, he's terrible."
No, Stoney can work when he wants to.
He didn't want to work. He didn't want to work that game.
Yeah, I've seen Stoney do some big games and do a good job.
He was in there. My son was playing up. He had just joined his club. I think he was 10, and the other kids were, I want to say the kids were 9, and my son was really green. You know how Alex was really Gumby as a young kid, and he was just tall. He didn't know how to play. And then Stoney was like, "Hey man, how old your son?" I said, "He's 10. He's playing 8U." And they're like, "Oh yeah, ain't nobody gonna say nothing." And he kept moving. Thank you, Stoney. Thank you for the heads up, Stoney. He's like, as long as he ain't in here doing crazy stuff, they ain't gonna say nothing. I was like, all right, because I didn't know nothing about AAU basketball, 8U, 9U, 10U, gold, and all bronze. I didn't know anything. This club coach was like, "We're gonna put him in the 8U since he's really, really green." I was like, "Okay, Stoney Jackson, what you think?" "It's gonna be all good."
Hey, but Stoney stays fit. I mean,
yeah,
he still looks like he did in the 80s. Just with no curl.
Yeah, the curl was gone.
And minus the eyeliner, as far as I know.
Yeah, he didn't look like Stoney from 227.
But yeah, well, you just never know what you're gonna get, man. So I try to stay away from it. But I've never. I mean, shoot, AC and I have reffed a million times together. I don't have nothing to worry about. As a matter of fact, I told him like sometimes I used to work with him back in the day and get lazy because I know he just had everything taken care of. So I'm like, oh, if I missed that, he got it. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
Well, that group project scenario. Group project. Well, I'm looking at this Myles Garrett clip, man. This dude can hoop.
Yeah,
all right.
Myles is very athletic.
That's scary too. He'll hit you in the head with a helmet. He'll hit you in the head with your helmet.
All right, man. So Dietrich talked about Russell Wilson being unhappy and potentially being traded. Dietrich, where do you think he's going? If they quote unquote trade, I mean, you got to get some capital for Russell Wilson. You can't let him go. Where are they going to trade him? What they going to get back? They going to trade him to us and get Jimmy? Like, what are we talking about? Patrick Pratt. Shout out. What up?
What up, Brad?
Wayman said 707 in Long Beach.
Yeah, I was gonna get to Wayman, but let's see what Pratt said.
Chittick Park. Nice principal.
Said his brother helped train that lady official of this past Super Bowl, and that crew has the most penalties. They should have never been on that game. He said only reason refs blow the whistle that much is they trying to get a commercial.
I'm trying to get a commercial.
I've never seen a ref get a commercial.
Yeah, they don't. So hold on, Pratt. What's up, Pratt? So are you saying that your ex-principal said this, or your ex-principal said that his brother said this? Because this all seems a bit bizarre.
That's
because officials don't have commercials. People like my buddy Carl, who's never officiated anything, get those commercials as officials and make more than the officials. Shout out to Calvin Dean, who gets officials, who works as an official in commercials. But Pratt, who are you saying said that? The ex-principal or the ex-principal's brother? Okay, so let me ask. All right, so give us a little more. I know you can't give the name, but how did this brother, quote unquote, help train Sarah Thomas? Yeah, they can't have endorsements either. Like no. I get it. I hear you, but
well, Trey's back. I'm gonna bow out, fellas. I'm gonna holler at y'all next week. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. AC Sports Live. Yeah, AC Sports Live Tuesdays and 1585 on Friday night. Man, I appreciate y'all. I gotta work now. Tell you, Lane, don't tell my boss that I was on here longer than an hour.
All right.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Peace out, brothers. Y'all be good. I'll be on here. I'll continue to comment though. Peace.
Yep.
Okay. Pratt.
My ex-principal said his brother helped train that lady.
Yeah, and that's a conflict of interest to have you working a game that your son is working or daughter. That wouldn't happen.
Wait, what? Now, what are you talking about, Rodney?
At the bottom, he says, or he got a son on one of the teams his wife don't know about. Wait a minute.
Wait, what? What? We don't see that. What, you got a secret text or something?
No, at the bottom of his comment. Read it, where it says my ex-principal.
Oh, I guess I didn't read it all. Yeah. So it sounds funny. I mean, it's cute, but the FBI is involved with all pro sports, and that's not a thing. So to Wayman's point about Sarah Thomas having a commercial, that's an anomaly. And so I just want to pick this apart. So he said they should have never been on that game. Well, the crew on the Super Bowl they're not a crew before the Super Bowl. So I don't know how anyone would determine that they shouldn't have been on the game. It's an interesting thought, but where does it come from? Because each one of those individuals worked on a different crew. You may have had two people that were on a crew together, but you didn't have more than two on the same crew. So that crew never worked together. Those 7 officials along with the one in the replay booth, never worked together at any other time during that season. So I'm not sure how anyone would determine they shouldn't have been on that game. But I'm interested to know, what he said. What he said about that. So Pratt is saying he's on an NFL official training staff. All right, that's interesting. I'd love to know more. I'd love to talk to you offline because I know you can't really get into it, but that's interesting because I know Sarah Thomas's path. She went through Conference USA and she was under Gerald Austin and she went to the NFL. Not a lot outside of that. So and then help train her. That's an interesting perspective. I'd like to hear more about that.
So the lady that ref the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Sarah Thomas. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying I get defensive, but I'm always willing to call bullshit. And I'm not saying Patrick is bullshitting, but I don't know about this information. It seems a little I don't know.
Yeah. So let me see.
Yeah,
Deacon was commenting about the Raider receivers, and he mentioned Crabtree. Crabtree did okay until that last year with the Raiders, and then he was almost leading the league for drops, so they didn't bring him back.
The way he left my team. Move on.
And then Amari Cooper had absolutely no heart, and he still has none in Dallas, which is why they still don't have a good passing game. And after that, it was Tyrell Williams, who was the number one receiver.
Yeah, I never even heard of him.
Who had been the third receiver. So you got the third receiver moving up to the number one slot, and then he didn't play the whole season. And then you bring in a first-round pick who balls out the first two games, and you don't hear from him for the rest of the year. So Derek Carr has nobody to throw to. And he has no defense to get him the ball back, ever. So Derek Carr for the Raiders is definitely not the problem. I don't know what these people look at, but they're not looking at the game.
No, Rod, they're not looking at the game.
Terrell Pryor just has some legal issues recently. He's been in court. He's facing prison time, I think, on a domestic dispute, right?
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't know.
They made a receiver included.
Keep up with people's legal proceedings. Why isn't my keyboard connecting though? That's really weird. I gotta respond to what Wayman said, but I gotta give my answer. Anyway, welcome back, Trey. Trey on it.
How's the wind out there?
Bad. I was driving to go get my haircut today, and there were big rigs flipped over on the right and the left. And when I called about the one on the left, they were like, "Oh no, that happened a couple of hours ago. We just can't do anything yet because it's windy."
Yeah. My neighbor said he thought.
So let me respond to what Wayman said and to what Pratt said. So I stand corrected. You're right. Sarah Thomas does have commercials, but it's uncommon for any official in any sport to have commercials. So my point is they're definitely not out there officiating or trying. Like, if anything, you want to blend in. And at the highest level, the Super Bowl, you're not trying to throw flags that are not there because you want to make it back to the Super Bowl. Like, it's not being there just to be there. And then, nobody's getting a commercial out of that. The money that you get when you leave the field in the NFL is going in the booth. Like Terry McCauley, first of all, like Mike Carey did. And then like Terry McCauley is done. And what's our guy? The one who works in the Big 12 for basketball? Sterator, Gene Sterator, Terry McCauley, Gerald Austin before him, Mike Carey. These guys leave and get millions of dollars to go in the booth, but you're not getting commercials as an on-field official. And of course, to your point, Wayman, Sarah Thomas is the anomaly. Cliff Branch, Fred Bolitnikoff, Tim Brown. We're going through Raiders history here? Is that what? I guess so. I guess.
Yeah, we need all of them.
Yeah, not a Raider fan. All right. I think we've covered it all for the day. Damn, he's still going. All right,
Yes, sir.
Happy Black History Month, Patrick Pratt. Where's Vince Evans when you need him? How about that? But Rodney says Derek Carr is fine. All right. I miss Vince Evans. He used to live by my great aunt. All right. Close out. We didn't. Natalie Osaka. John Taylor. Okay, so now he's going to the 49ers. Shout out. Naomi Osaka. I said Natalie. Naomi Osaka, congratulations on winning the AO, or the Australian Open, or as they say, the Australian Open. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Moving on. Let's have a moment of silence for the 500,000 plus victims of COVID-19. Okay. I feel like Rod is filling out a Scantron. I'm not really sure. I don't know that he's ready. So Trey, go ahead and close out.
I'm ready, man. I just had this on my television
Oh man. Congrats, brothers. We did it. 50 episodes. 50 episodes. That's big. That's a big number.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Just want to say, prayers again out to Tiger's family. We do want him to have a successful recovery, get back on the field, and I'd like him to, get back to the top. He's shown that he could do it times before, so I'll be praying for him to get back to that again. Yeah, man, everyone just continue to be safe, wear your mask. If you have the opportunity to get the vaccinations, go get them. Don't think about yourself. Think about the others, try to stay out of big events and things like that. And, we'll continue to get better and get better and get better. It feels good to turn on the news now and not really hear too much about 45. That is amazing. Like, I feel like it's back to real TV and, things like that. But yeah, man, just everybody out there, y'all be safe, man. And until episode 51.
Thank you, Trey. Wayman just sent Rodney a birthday gift. Oh man. All right, Rod, close out.
Yeah, it's just nice and short, man. Continue, guys, to be
Mr. Jetson.
Prayers for all of those that are losing loved ones to this virus. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Continue to turn in to the Collective Podcast and watch us.
I wanted to find a card for Rod, but they didn't have that number. And I was like, I could put $1 for every year, but then envelopes aren't that thick, cards aren't that thick. Like, man,
on one today. All right.
No, man.
Yep, I'm getting ready to eat ice cream all day. Zair's been bugging me, saying, "Dad, when is your birthday coming? Because I'm ready to eat ice cream." As if he doesn't already get it every other day. So we're getting ready to eat ice cream, and I'm getting ready to just chill for the rest of the day. Enjoy the family. That's about it.
All right, man. Well, be safe. Trey, be safe. For my closeout, first of all, thank you again, viewers and listeners. This is episode 50 of the Collective Podcast. We are live here on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Periscope, and Twitch. And again, we thank you for being a part of this. If you are watching this back on Facebook or YouTube, thank you. Or LinkedIn, thank you. Or if you're listening to this on any of the DSPs such as Anchor, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, we appreciate you. Thank you for supporting. Please like, comment, and either subscribe or follow. We need you. And remember that the Collective Podcast is presented by Legal Hustle Apparel, which can be found at thelegalhustle.com. Again, thelegalhustle.com. And for all your credit repair needs, reconcreditrepair.com. We also even have a do-it-yourself platform now that costs a lot less than the full serve. And you even get a software portal to enact the change that you need to enact. So holla at me if you need information. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Trey, for being my partners in crime.
Hey, real quick, man. One thing I did forget is prayers for women's official, fellow basketball official Angie Inland, who got hit by a player running to her bench and had to be taken off the floor on a stretcher.
Oh, wow.
She went down really hard. So prayers that she gets healthy and comes back right.
Yeah, prayers to Angie Inland. Saw the alert. I think I saw the alert while I was out running, and then I forgot all about it. So thanks for shedding light on that, Rod. Let me see. Do we have any information on that? Any updates? I know it's not Inland. It's with an E, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Her phone number on there?
ENLUND.
Yeah, that was the problem. I didn't do LU after the E. Is there an update? Oh, so she's actually hospitalized after the game. Damn, how does that happen? So sad. All right, everybody, be safe. It's extremely important to be safe. Whatever that means to you, please give your fellow man and fellow woman 6 feet when you're out in public. We all deserve it. Please wear your masks, even if you're anti-mask. Somehow, please handle that. And one thing I tried out yesterday, which is super cool, is a face shield while I was running. Now, I'm vaccinated, but I still wear my mask all the time. But yesterday, I just put on the face shield, and it's got, glasses and then a nose thing, but it covers my entire face.
It's your R&D face shield?
Yeah, man. I ran my, oh, no. It's not. But like that, from what I hear. We tried to get that, but they weren't open. So we wound up getting it from
oh, okay.
Brianna got hers from Amazon, and I got mine from a different place from Amazon. And actually, I didn't even know they had them until after the fact when Brianna told me about it. But she tried to get them for us, and they were not open out here. So, but yeah, I ran my 6 point whatever miles in it, and it was cool. Like, I didn't have to worry about the morons that were running that didn't have on masks and all of that. It just, I have my face shield and it was all good. Try to be safe. Do your research on the vaccine. And if you're not going to get vaccinated, at least know why you're not going to. If you are going to get vaccinated, know why you're going to get vaccinated. I am vaccinated. Trey is vaccinated. I will not speak for Rodney or how he feels, but I know that Brianna is not ready for a vaccine yet, so she's not moving in that direction. I asked her what her percentage was yesterday, and she said she's probably 30-70 in favor of it. So she's still way on the other side of the fence. And I obviously love her. So, I'm not judging anyone. Just know why you're doing whatever you're doing or why you're not doing whatever you're doing, okay? Thank you all for tuning in. This has been a solid 2 hours. We appreciate you. We actually love you. So thank you. Thank you for supporting. Be safe, and we're out.